So collection, let's call it test dp. So no tests on the test dp, let's add the request. This is for retrieve or read. Fetch, let's call fetch. So you use the get method and the localhost rest/data.php. This is where our API source code are, logics. So body low JSON, retrieve. You see, no records found, nothing that we have in a database. So let's create another request. Let's add a new request. Let's call it create. To insert data into record, use post method localhost rest/data.php. All are here. All data are logic data are here of API. So let's add this. For example, we are going to insert this. You see, record created successfully. So now let's check in a fetch request. Let's fetch. You see, at the first time there was no record funds. You see, we have things now inserted the data that's there. So let's update this phone number. We're going to update it. Let's create update. Let's add the request for update. We use put method. So localhost/. So here we have to add the record that we need to update. It's a 6. So in a body low JSON. So you see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here it is what we have. So we are going to update with 0, 7. So let's send the request. You see, record updated successfully. Let's check if this have changed. You see now. So let's delete the request to delete. Let's add the request to delete. So let's call it delete. We use delete method localhost. So we're going to delete record with 6. So now let's send the request. Record deleted successfully. Let's fetch and see if the table is empty. If you are going to find if this record is deleted, let's send the request. So no record found. So guys, do subscribe. This is what you are going to do using PHP, pure PHP. So guys, now let us start. You are going to start with a database. Let's create a database first. We are going to use MySQL database. So let's use dump. MySQL. Sorry. So now you see it is running. And the Apache is also running on port 80443. So now let's start using Chrome localhost/php myadmin. Let's create a new database. Let's call it API. Let's call it REST API. REST API. So now we're going to create a table called, let's create a table. Let's use a command create table. Let's call it users. So now we're going to create a ID integer. Let's write it in a capital letter, integer, and the auto increment, and it is a primary key. So the second is going to be username. It's a value character. Let's give it 255 length, and the username have to be or must be a unique. So let's add unique and not null. So after that, we need a password. Let's make it also value character 255, and it is not null. So we're going to need first name. It is value character 255, and it can be null, no problem. So we need first name. It is value character 255. We also need gender. Let's add gender, and it is inner. So you must have, for example, male. Let's use capital letter, male. Female. And other. Let's use this in the other. So after that, we need, let's add, for example, telephone, and it is a value character. Let's make it 20, for example. So after that, let's close with semicolon. Then you're going to execute this query to create a database. No, to create a table called users in the database REST API. So let's run query, execute query. So in a REST API we have table users, which is empty. So now we are going to start to write a code. Let's use the Visual Studio VS Code. So let's create a new file. Let's save it in htdocs XAMPP. We are using XAMPP, so have to save this file in htdocs. Let's call it, create a new folder and call it rest. So I'm going to create here a file. Let's call it data.php, for example. So now we need to open this folder. Let's open this folder. So let's create a file, data.php. Let's find where to save it. In htdocs XAMPP. Let's find htdocs. So let's save it in rest. So our file now is in rest. So now what you're going to do is to start to write PHP codes. So to open the PHP, we use this PHP. PHP, then so we are going to start by creating a database connection. So connection, let's create server name, equal to localhost. Username equal to root, and the password is empty, so I have to use password equal empty. So our database is this REST API. REST API. So now let's create connection. So let's use this SQL equal new MySQL. So is server name, username, password, and the database. But you have to put this also here. So now you're going to check connection here. Let's put this comment, check connection. So to check connection, you have it use if this variable of connection is equal to connect error. So use these braces and this die. Connection failed. So connection failed. And you have to add that error as connect error. So now here we have to put semicolon. So now after that, what you're going to do, you're going to start to write a function. You're going to write a function to handle or to deal with HTTP GET request. So HTTP GET request function. So we are going to start the function. Let's write a handle get, for example. We would use connection. So for this function, SQL $SQL equal select all from users. So after this query, let's add the results equal $con. So we need to add this query function, the query function SQL. So after that, you're going to add the function conditions. So the condition that you're going to use, let's use if s result num lows, let's use num lows. So less than 0. So let's data this variable equal, let's use the array. Let's use array. So y declare law. So law equal result fetch so function. This is function. So s data array is equal to s law. So after that, we are going to deal with header. So header the content type content type that we need content type, we need the JSON. I think we are going to use JSON. Let's use application slash JSON. This for header. Don't need this. So go display, it's like display or print go JSON anchor function s or $sign the data. So after that, what you are going to do, you have to add else echo JSON and code. Choose the array, and here what we need is a message. So let's add message which have to be equal to no records found. So after that, we are going to write a function to handle post method. this is for get method. So we are going to write function into handler for post. So let us start function. Function. So function, you're going to call it handler post. And you also need to use this SQL. So you're going to start with the input. So let's use $sign input equal JSON decode. So have it use here file get content, and inside you have to add this PHP /input. So after that you have to add this, and so that is true. So after that you're going to use let's do this with our column names. So let's use first name equal, let's use s input is first name. So you're going on last name equal $sign input last name. So after that you're going to div gender equal input gender. So after that you're going to need the telephone. So as telephone So now what you're going to do, you're going to insert. So let's write this query. Let's declare this variable for query. So now what you're going to do, so write a query, insert into users, first name, Rust name, gender, telephone, values, let's copy this. Now we need this telephone. So after that, what you're going to do is to check if this query is true. So let's use if score connection variable if score query s query equal true, we are going to use equal true. So let's use a message equal JSON encode let's use array inside message so here what you're going to, the message that you need is going to be record created successfully. So let's write it code created successfully. So after that else echo JSON encode and here so here we need message of here creating record. So let's use this score. هنا now what we are going to do is to write a function to handle update. So let's do it first. So let's write it first function to handle update. You know, in the API we use putty. Sorry, no, put, not putty for networking. Put, P-U-T. Function handle put is connection, but we need also $sign ID, because we will delete record corresponding to its ID or chosen ID. So now we're going to use also as input is equal to JSON decoder, and here you're going to use also file get content, and inside we need PHP /input. So then true. After that we need to add, let's copy this, but the SQL are totally different. Equal update users set first name equal first name last name, this one last name, this one will only update first name, last name, gender, and telephone. So last name equal last name, gender equal gender, and telephone equal telephone. So after that, we need to add where id equal id. So have to verify if let's go query SQL Server equal true. Equal JSON encode message. We need this message record updated successfully. So now after that we need a else equal JSON encode ELA updating record, for example, that message, but let's add also let's go an error. So now here we have to put here semicolon. Now what you're going to do, you're going to derive a function need to handle delete. So let's write it. I'm going to write it quickly. Function to delete. So here what we need is a mixture function handle delete. Here we also need scom and sid. This is $, it's not s. So let's write MySQL delete all from users where id equal sid. So after that, if scom query sq equal true, echo JSON code message code deleted success for it. This is what we have it used here. So we're going to also to add the else okay. JSON encode message error deleting records. So here we can also add connection error. Let's go. So after that, what you're going to do is the routing on only. So for routing, what we need now is, let me add this comment. Routing or routing, how they are going to behave, the URL and the other things, the method that they are going to use. So let's declare method. So it's going to be equal a server method equal server, and it is request method semicolon. We also have to declare the request equal s server. Here we have to put here first it was server method. So here it is a server URL, or it was a request method. Here we need the request URL. So after that, what you're going to do, let's switch this method so case get is a handler get connection. Break. Case post it's gonna be handle post let's connection. So we need break. So after that you are going to derive case for update. Case put this will extract ID from URL. So what you are going to do is let me add this comment. So let's use a preg match for detecting. Preg match the characters that's you don't know. So let's use this also, this and T press dollar to delete this. So here we need the S request and the $ match. So after that, add a semicolon and SID equal S $ match. So let's use this hand putty. Scan ID. So now let's cross this and let's add break. So we're going to deal with a delete case delete let me copy this. Let's copy all no problem. No problem. And but here we need to add 100 delete. So let's connect $connection ID. So after that we need to add break. So default, you have to add default. HTTP response code is 405 and this is for method not allowed. So now let's add the break. So after that let's close the connection. So have it uses con cross. So after that, we are going to test our API. It is localhost. Control save. Let's open Postman. Let's create a new collection and let's call it API to. So let's add the request. Let's use get localhost slash rest data.php body log. Let's send the request. On line 73 we have a problem. Let's see how we can handle that. 73. Let's check, but I think it's not there. So here we have it to put here semicolon colon. So now we save. So let's use a hit again Postman. No records found. You see, nothing that we have in a database. You see, in our database table, nothing, which means that this is the reason that we get no record found. So let's try to use post to input data. Let's use this demi data. So let's close this. Let's try to this is a get method. Let's save it as a get so let's create a post. Add the request. Let's call it post and it is a post. Let's save it. Localhost slash php.data. Let's save it. Let's JSON. Let's paste this here. So have username, administrator, password, first name, last name, gender, and telephone number. So let's try to send. You see, record created successfully. So now let's check into our table. You see, we have data. So now let's see if you can update. if you can update data, add the request, update, have it use this put localhost / rest PHP data. So let's allow. Let's use let's update phone number, and here we have it put here. First, let's retrieve the data first. No record found. So let's retrieve again. You see, we have ID, username, password, first name, last name, but these fields we forget to fulfill these fields, but no problem. So let's try to update this phone number with this ID one. So let's update this /1. Let's use 07896. So let's update. Record updated successfully. Let's check if the record is updated. This is the phone number we have before. Let's see if it is updated. You see, now it is updated. So let's delete. Let's create a request to delete. So let's use delete localhost. So let's use this /1 body and the law. So let's send delete. So I still have a error. Select all from where ID at line 1 71 htdocs at 71. Let's see the error. So let's check in a Postman. Select here. Let's check. /71. Let's use delete from. Let's use delete from. You see now record is deleted successfully. Let's check if it is not deleted. You see we have this record. Let's see if it is deleted. So you see now we have no record found. Guys, this is how we do REST API with a PHP. Do subscribe in order to get more update about my videos. So thank you guys. Control